Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Jonathan, and to my returning subscribers, welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. I've been holding on to a message from 2018 about a very powerful life lesson that I learned from God, and I'm going to be sharing this with you because in 2021, this is going to help you thrive like no other message. Let's get started. As far as my spiritual awakening, it wasn't something subtle. It didn't happen over an extended period of time. Literally, I went to bed Jonathan version 1.0 and woke up Jonathan version 2.0. I was infused with love. I felt that spirit energy. And all of a sudden I started to do the purging. I was addicted to this because as I released, I was feeling better. As I released, I raised up my vibrations, started to take in information like I've never done before in my life. My brain was literally like a sponge absorbing water, constantly taking in information. Then I started to realize and figure out what my spiritual gifts were. Started to gain more and more information on this, practice them, amp them up. 3.5 months later, I ended up having my Kundalini awakening, felt that orgasmic energy flowing through my chakras. It was the most pleasurable energy I have ever felt. But then at a certain point, it was fine taking in all this information. But at a certain point, it was now time to start taking action. And at a certain point, it was now time to start taking action. And I'm going to be honest with you, it was literally the scariest thing that I did. Stepping into the unknown, even though I was feeling all of this fear, I started to use the law of attraction. And then all of a sudden, about 8 months after my spiritual awakening, I decided to test God and the law of attraction. I decided to put out a manifestation that I needed to have come forth, but without ever asking anyone about it, just allowing God and the universe to bring forth my manifestation. And let me tell you this, as much as I tested God, the lesson that I learned I will never forget. I went through about a 72-hour period where I was feeling incredibly nervous. My stomach was twisting and turning. I had all this fear that was coming up, anxiety. My hands were literally shaking like this because I needed to have that manifestation come forth, and it was past the due date. But then all of a sudden, my manifestation came forth. But there was a message. There was a message from God about this manifestation, about the lesson that I was meant to learn. You see, I went to the extreme. Well, so did he in order for me to learn this lesson. And if there's one thing that I pride myself on as far as this channel, is giving you the information in the right time. Not bombarding you with information about things that are going to happen in 3 to 6 months, you know what I mean? It's really right now as far as what you should be focusing in on. And I've been holding this message in. I've been holding this message in as far as the lesson that I've learned until last night. Last night, all I could stop thinking, I was going to create a different video today, but I couldn't stop thinking about this lesson that God gave me. And it was now time to share with you because we're going to be heading in 2021. And for those of you who are able to start having this mindset as far as how you progress forward on your spiritual journey, because the truth of the matter, it does not get any easier as you move forward. You just start to become more comfortable because you're expanding your comfort zone. You're stepping into the unknown with that childlike excitement instead of allowing that fear and pain to come forth. And that was my exact message that I received. Stop focusing in on fear and pain and instead shift your focus on love and pleasure. It sounds real simple. It is going to take some time to shift your mentality, your mindset towards love and pleasure. But look back in your lifetime. How many times has love and pleasure stopped you from receiving something wonderful, having an incredible experience compared to fear and pain? Whether it's in business, whether it's the relationships, friendships, opportunities. Think about all the times that you allowed fear and then just that pain, it can be that queasy feeling in your stomach to stop you from living through something incredible. And not only this, how many times have you gone through with something, but you've had the mindset, oh, what if, example, let's say in a relationship, you're approaching someone, what if they reject me? What if they want nothing to do with me? Well, that's what you're vibrating. That's your vibration. That's what you're emitting out, and that's what you're going to receive back. So now instead, shifting that into love and pleasure. What if next time, that next person, that next beautiful person there, you walk up to them and you just say hello, and next thing you know, you strike up a conversation. You start having a really fun conversation. You're bringing more pleasure in your life. Next thing you know, you start going out with them. You start to create more and more love. Because by being able to shift your mentality this way towards love and pleasure, that's what you're going to be vibrating out into the universe. So therefore, that's what's going to be reflected back to you. And as far as your spiritual journey, you're constantly taking quantum leaps. You're constantly stepping into the unknown. But it's having that positive mindset that's going to help you get the highest timelines, make those quantum leaps. Because picture if there's 10 timelines available right now. Okay, as far as a decision, as far as the direction that you want to take, and now you're dipping into that fear and in that pain, well, now you have timeline number 1 to 5 available. 1 is the worst, 5 is living through the exact same scenario that you're living right now. But by now shifting into love and pleasure, now you're getting access to timeline 6 to 10. And it doesn't take many of those quantum leaps in order to start really bringing forth everything that your heart desires, because you're meant to have abundance. Spirituality and abundance go hand in hand. Over the next month, I really want you to see whether you're still focusing in on pain and suffering, or are you able to shift it into love and pleasure. Because one of the reasons why it's so powerful, as far as your manifestations, rarely do they ever come forth in the way that you perceive them to. But sometimes in your reality, it just seems like everything is crumbling. Things are just not working out. But in reality, is you're taking a shortcut. There's been certain situations that have came up in my life where I've been wanting to take action. There's a manifestation I wanted to bring forth. But because there was such an extended long period of time between my manifesting it and wanting to take action, well, guess what? The universe decided to take action for me. Therefore, on the surface, it seems like the negative situation. But in reality, it brought me exactly where I wanted to be. It brought forth the exact manifestation that I wanted to have come forth. But throughout this whole time, it's been this ability to now shift into love and pleasure no matter what is going on in my reality. It's becoming more and more of the observer than the reactor, learning to flow like water. Sometimes you take those quantum leaps, the water is moving fast. Other times the water is moving slow. You're taking in all this information, you're getting your energy back up, and then you're preparing yourself to take that next leap. And as you do this shift, at a certain point, you're going to be able to start going back on certain situations, and you're going to realize I was much more in control than I thought. Maybe if I wasn't so pessimistic towards a certain situation, it might have came forth. Because that was one problem I had before, was almost having something in my hand, but then having it taken away, because it was all in my mind. All in my mind. Oh, I'm not able to manifest anything. I'm not able to have something good come in my life because I do not feel worthy. And now by shifting, continuing to raise my vibrations, I'm expecting now situations to turn out in my favor. I'm expecting the best possible outcome. And as you continue to do this, it is going to ease the spiritual awakening process, because it doesn't get any easier, but you become more comfortable with stepping into the unknown. You become more comfortable with trusting the path that you're on. And moving forward, those of you who let your light shine for all the right reasons, those of you who allow the most authentic version to come out, are going to be the ones that are going to thrive more and more. Because right now what we're seeing is the old system is crumbling. The way that we've been living, as far as consuming, as far as this enslavement system that's been built, this matrix, it cannot last. And for those of you who let your light shine for all the right reasons, you continue to raise your vibration, you're going to be seeing that it's going to be your vibration that's going to determine your worth. It's not going to be the old system, because it is all completely crumbling. And the more you're able to embrace love and pleasure, let go of fear and pain, the better opportunities are going to be able to come forth. And if any of you are currently struggling as far as bringing forth your manifestations, ask yourself this: does spirituality and abundance go hand in hand? If not, why do you have that actual mindset? What is causing you to have that mindset? Because the way I see it, doesn't God want you to be happy? And last time I checked, we need money to do certain things in this world in order to have certain experiences. And not only this, the more abundance you have, the more you're able to give. Is there some type of charity or some type of thing that you're incredibly passionate about that you would want to be able to put more time and energy and also money into? Therefore, let go of this self-limited belief that abundance and spirituality do not go hand in hand, because they absolutely do. And start looking at it this way: money is just an extension of God's love. Start looking at it like this. Start viewing money as God's love. Stop thinking, and I was raised like this. Money was hard to come by. Money is the root of all evil. Money cannot bring you happiness. Those are all self-limited beliefs. The more you have, the more you're able to give. The more you're able to give, the more you're able to raise the collective vibration. The more you're able to have these incredible experiences where if you didn't have that abundance, you wouldn't be able to. And not only this, are you going to be using all this abundance coming forth for good or for bad? Obviously, for good. You didn't just have a spiritual awakening for your own little benefits. You had it because there is a higher purpose that you're going to figure out. Therefore, in 2021, continue to push forth out of love and pleasure. Continue to see the best in individuals. Continue to give out those acts of kindness, because that is what's helping raise the vibration. Continue putting those manifestations out there. Ask your angels and your guides for whatever is blocking you. Anytime you feel ungrounded, take some time. It's really time to invest in your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being moving forward. If you need to, even if you're at work, take a 5-minute break. Go do a meditation. If you're able to, go out in nature and just take in that 432 hertz of nature's frequency. Release that stress, release that anxiety, let go of that worry, and allow instead that faith to grow. Allow that inner knowing to grow. Allow that certainty to come in, and trust the path that you're on. Trust that no matter what obstacle is being put in front of you, you're heading down the right path. That obstacle might actually be a shortcut, but it's all a matter of continuing to push forth with what is it you're passionate about. Continue to peel back those layers. Allow the most authentic version to come out, because that is the one that's going to bring forth the most amount of abundance for you in 2021. Well, that's going to do it for the video. I love you guys. You guys have an awesome day. Namaste.